All right, we're learning the laws of basar v'chalav. And we are now learning law number Hey. Let's do Hey and Vav. We won't do any really commentaries. Let's just understand the mechaber, the text first. And then afterwards we'll see, maybe we can go back if people are interested. All right, it's forbidden, we learned from the rabbis to eat bird meat that was cooked in milk. From the rabbis. From the Torah, it's permissible. From the rabbis, it's forbidden. What about eggs that are found in a chicken? Are eggs found in a chicken, are they considered to be chicken meat? So we learned last time there's various stages of eggs found in the chicken. First of all, how do you find an egg in the chicken? You slaughter the chicken to eat the chicken, and you find inside of the chicken there are eggs. Very common because chickens lay like one egg a day or something. So there's a process that the egg starts off, and then after a little bit, the egg grows and there's the yellow. And then after that, there's the white. And then after that, there's a thin skin and then there's a thick skin, and then it comes out. When is this egg no longer considered to be chicken meat? So let's see. Beitzim and nimtzayim ba'ofos. Eggs that are found inside of birds. You slaughter the bird is kosher, you find an egg inside of it. Can you take that egg out, boil it in milk, and eat it? So it says, if the egg is finished, what does it mean finished? If the egg is finished, namely what? That it has chelbon, it has the white, the chelmon, and it has the yellow. The yellow develops first. Even though you can see it looks like what is little strands of sinews or whatever connected from the chicken to this egg. You slaughtered this chicken, and you looked inside, and there's an egg, and it still seems to have these little sinews connected to it. According to the Machaber, that's the Beit Yosef, if that egg has yellow and white, then it's finished egg. And you can eat it with chalav, with milk. Of course, what type of white is? It's all like liquidy, right? Like an egg. It's permissible to eat it with milk. But if it only has the chelmon, if there's only just the yellow, that's an earlier stage in development. It is forbidden to boil it in milk. Boil it means to eat it. Of course, it's permissible even to boil chicken meat in milk. Chicken meat, mamash, you can boil in milk. Boil it. You can't eat it because it's only forbidden from the rabbis. And it's forbidden to boil it in milk means to eat it. But if you eat it on itself, in other words, you take a egg, a yellow of an egg found inside of a chicken, and that we said that that's considered to be meat, and you eat it, it's permissible, you boil it, whatever, and eat it in water, you boil it and eat it, then you can eat after it gavina or chalav. If it was real chicken meat, you can't eat milk after it. But we're saying an egg that's found inside of a chicken, no matter what state it's in, you can drink milk after eating it. But you cannot eat it with milk. With milk, you cannot eat it. If you learn the different maforshim over here, so they say that the women, they have a chumrah, they're severe with themselves, and they say that any egg found in a chicken, even if it's got a hard shell on it, if it's in the chicken, they treat it as meat. They don't eat it. That's what we do. Do we do that? I think if it has a hard shell, he brings down here, if it has a hard shell, that we don't consider it to be meat. And some people say even if it has a soft shell, you don't consider it to be meat. But if it's just white and yellow, according to the Mechaber, it is no longer meat. According to us, it is. Let's do one more. Vav. Ha-mu'ushan. What if a person smears a piece of meat with butter, raw meat, and he puts it over smoked meat? Hamavashel b'chami taveria. Or he does another trick. He takes a pot full of milk, he puts regular meat, cow meat in it, and he drives down to Tveria, and in Tveria they have hot springs. Hot springs is water that comes from the ground, and it's boiling hot. It's very interesting to see. Some people say it passes over the opening of hell. In Shabbos, the Gemara Shabbos. A person who boils in the hot waters of Tveria, and lokin alav, you do not get beaten for it. What does it mean, beaten? What's the punishment for eating milk and meat? Real meat, real milk that was boiled together with meat. What's the penalty? The penalty is lashes. That's the person has to be warned, and he has to be this, all the warnings, and he has to have 2 witnesses. But nevertheless, the punishment for eating milk that was boiled together with meat, if you eat it, or even if you boil it, is lashes. What if you boil it in the waters of Tveria? Is that really considered to be boiling? Why not? This is because some people say that fire is not really fire. So he says you don't get beaten for it. In Lokino, it's forbidden from the Torah, from the rabbis, but you do not get beaten for it. V'kein amavashel basar b'mei chalav. And also, if you boil meat in mei chalav, milk, water from milk. What is water from milk? We'll talk about this in a second. Water from milk. O chalav misa, or in dead milk. What's dead milk? An animal dies. You take the udder, cut it off, and you squeeze out the udder, and the milk that comes out of this is real 100% milk, right? Wrong. Milk is only 100% milk if it comes from a living animal. O the chalav zachar, or if there's milk that comes from a male, an argument, if it comes from a male animal, or the animal has glandular problems or whatever, or he boils blood in milk. All of these things are patur. It is only forbidden from the rabbis. You are exempt from biblical punishment, lokin alav, but it is also, it's forbidden to do so. Forbidden to do so. Now let's go back and see what these things are. If you boil in the waters of Tveria, it's only forbidden from the rabbis. What if you boil milk and meat in milk water? What is milk water? Okay, little do you know, but milk, it has in it 2 types of liquid, 3 types. 3 types of liquid are in the milk. What does this mean? They're all homogenized. It's all mixed in together. It's what's called an emulsion. They're all mixed in together. How does this work? If you take milk, you ever see, what's it called? Cream. There's a thing called cream. Cream used to be like this. They would let the milk set. It would sit for a while, and the thick part of the milk would come to the top. The thick part of the milk would come to the top. That's called cream. That's cream. What is the stuff that's left below? It's very watery. It's very sort of watery. It's not a... What if you take off the cream from the top, then you let this milk set? That milk is called mei chalav. Mei chalav. Now we're going to see there's a big argument. It's called nisyubi de chalav. There's mei chalav. Anyway, let's for our purposes. So you have regular milk. You let the milk sit. It comes up to the top, the fat part. You wipe it off. What's left is a very thin milk. Skim milk, it's called. Skim milk. That's also called here mei chalav, the water of milk. If you let that sit for a little while, then whatever little the thickness is there also comes up to the top. You wipe that off. That's called mei chalav, the water of milk. Okay, is that still milchik or not? Is that still milchik or not? Big question. Big question. If the water of milk is still considered to be milk, or if it's not milk. Why? Why is it a question? It should be considered to be milk. says because there's a pasuk in the Torah that says, "Eretz zavas chalav davash." There's a sentence in the Torah that says that it's forbidden to tear a limb from a living animal. You can't take a limb. What's a limb? A limb is part of the animal. You tear it out. So the same thing with milk. That's what milk is. Milk is a part of the animal. As soon as you milk it and you pull the milk out, take it out. So it should be a limb from a living animal. So the Gemara says you're right. It should be, but because there's a special pasuk in the Torah, Eretz zavat chalav davash, it's a land that flows milk and honey. So from this we learn that milk is permissible to eat, even though that milk should be a part of an animal, it should be forbidden. But the Torah says explicitly that it's permissible, so it's permissible. Why is it permissible? Because you can eat it. What can you eat? You can only eat regular milk that's edible. Milk that's edible. This watery milk, skimmed milk, who eats that, right? Well, there are people. But what about the skimmed milk, double skimmed? That nobody eats. It's just like regular water. So maybe you might think that that's not milk at all. There's nothing to do with milk whatsoever. It's just water. So here he says, we're going to see there's different laws about this. So here he says, no, it's not considered to be milk from the Torah, but from the rabbis it is, and you're not allowed to cook meat in that milk. Okay, next, what about chalav mesa? You have an animal, you slaughtered it properly, and now you want to eat the udder. Want to eat the udder. So why is a piece of meat? So you put salt on it. There's no blood that comes out of it, very little. And now you put it in a pot and you boil it up to eat it. Oh, you just did a sin. What did I do wrong? It says because that udder has in it milk. And that milk is forbidden. This is one second. That milk is forbidden, but here I learned the Shulchan Aruch over here, Siman Pei Zayin, and it says that chalav misa is not forbidden from the Torah. It says, yeah, you're right. It's not forbidden from the Torah, but it's forbidden from the rabbis. It's forbidden from the rabbis. Chalav misa is forbidden from the rabbis. And also chalav zachar, we'll learn milk from a male. It's also forbidden. We'll see what that is. What about boiling blood in milk? Is blood considered to be meat or not? Says, not from the Torah, but it's putter. You're exempt, but it's forbidden from the rabbis. You're not allowed to boil it together. Of course, you're not allowed to eat it. It's blood. You don't get beaten because of basar v'chalav, and if you eat it, you are not punishable because of milk and meat. On the other hand, you are punishable because of eating blood. So we learned all these things that is forbidden to boil from the rabbis, as we will continue, God willing, tomorrow. See you tomorrow, 8:15. And again,